evening, everybody. Welcome to Real Love Ministries Live. How y'all doing out there? Listen, it's been a minute since we've been on this platform, and it's no better time than right now because it's April 1st, and to kick off this new segment. Listen, I have my sis here, and I am just so happy to have her. But everybody should know who I am by now. I am Lady Des. How y'all doing? Of Real Love Ministries Live. You all know me from AM 1490 WMBM. So it is just an honor to be here on tonight once again, kicking off our April 1st show. And I have my sis, Claudia Massey. Yes, all the way from Virginia. Yes, listen, we got kindred spirit. I promise you we do.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, gosh. Claudia, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Busy and blessed, and glory to God for it.
Listen, I don't know how you do it all. I don't, because you wear so many different hats. And as I was making my post, I was like, am I forgetting something? I'm going to just say, and so many more. Because you just do so much. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Claudia Massey. I reside in Richmond, Virginia. That's home and has been for the last 18 years. I'm a wife to my handsome husband, James Massey. I'm a mother. I have 3 biological daughters, and my husband and I, we adopted 3 daughters with special needs. I'm a business owner. I have a home care agency here in Richmond, Virginia, Patients for Patients, life coach, and like Lady Des said, it's a list. I'm a TV host on Preach the Word Worldwide Network. I'm also a radio host on WBTK, and I'm a podcaster in which my podcast, it airs on Rejoice 93.7 here in Richmond, Virginia. Y'all know I got to shout out these radio stations. I'm also on Rough Boys Radio, and also with Chuck Spearman on WESL and SM Enlightenment Radio. So, of course, you all can follow me and check out, the times that the podcast will air. I would love for you to tune in. That's just a little bit about me. I won't sit here and go on and on. I'm sure we'll get into some more stuff as, the conversation continues.
Yes, yes. And listen, you're also an actress. And I know you just did a short film.
Yes.
And you are the visionary and the founder of Quartet Unstoppable.
Well, look, thank you. Because, it's like, unless I just have it written down, I can't,
I got you, sis. I got you.
So thank you. But look, I do want to say, thank you for that, Lady Des, because we just launched another book. I'm the visionary author of 3 books, but I'm an 8-time bestseller.
Awesome.
Of 8 books. So this book here launching actually this coming up Sunday. That makes number 8. So I'm really excited about that.
Good, good. So we just want to dive in and have that up personal conversation about who you are, where you came from, all of the things that you've been through, and how you end up reclaiming your life back. Because a lot of times people hear all of the titling that we may have and everything that we're doing. They see the glory, but they don't know exactly where we come from and some of the things that we had to go through. So I am just once again so happy to have you here. So just take us through your journey of where you come from. I know you said you was raised in Richmond, Virginia. Your mother, your wife, you do all of these things.
Carolina.
Wait, say that again.
Raised in North Carolina.
Wow.
To Virginia in 2006, but I'm a country girl.
Okay, all right. So listen, now you have the whole titling Reclaiming My Life. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? And why did you come out with that title, that series?
Yes. I'm going to tell you, like you said, everybody hear all of these good things. So you're all of that, And then there's someone out there who's struggling, that's going through something, who's being traumatized or going through challenging times, and they feel there's no hope. And we sitting here all glammed up talking about, I'm all of this. And like you said, when we don't share, our testimonies of our trials and our traumas, it don't give the next person hope. So 2 years ago, well, first of all, I'm going to say 3 years ago, actually, next month, my husband and I, we purchased a home. Now, my husband is a veteran, served 29 years in the military. So, I was all excited when he retired because, that means, hey, we can now really settle down. So that's how the home came into play. And so 2 years ago, I was sitting out on my balcony, and it's a beautiful scenery, and just looking at my house and just so happy and thinking about all that I have and all that, God was doing in my life, just so blessed. And I just, one day just thought, oh, wow, I have truly reclaimed my life. And
Wow.
yes, just thinking back to, being a teenager and being sexually violated by my uncle, in a book that I'm a co-author, 4 M's, Muted from Molestation That Manifested Mentally, you know, and my chapter, the title of it in that book is Stolen Virginity. My
Mm-hmm.
uncle stole my virginity. So,
Wow.
I never said a word about it, which he threatened me and said, I better take it to my grave. And my life was not my own because I wasn't living the way I wanted to live. I had to live in fear. I had to live unhappy. I had to live pretending and, pretending I'm happy and smiling with my family because, we were very close knit family.
Mm-hmm.
Cookouts, church, trips, you name it. We were always together and not wanting to, disrupt that family bond. I did. I kept it to myself. Then thinking about another uncle, who I was renting a home from, paying him every month on time. I had the sheriff show up at my home several times, with foreclosure notices. And I would contact that uncle and let him know. And he would say, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Until one day it was too late to take care of it. So at that time, it was me and my 3 children. We were put out and had to go and live with my mom for a while, and I started thinking these men, they are supposed to be the men that, who's supposed to be an example for me, show me how men is supposed to treat me and love me, and they're supposed to love me, but they're hurting me. So one thing actually led to another because after being sexually violated, I married early. That was my escape. I wasn't in love. I just wanted to get away. So
Wow.
then, when the home situation, another marriage proposal. I wasn't in love, but then that led me here to Virginia. You know, I was getting away, just running from. That's what we do sometimes. We run from our problems. So then with that man, I experienced some emotional, mental, physical abuse, and I lost my mom in 2015. So grief, not even being myself for 2 to 3 years. When you're grieving, you're going through all kinds of emotions. And so then, like I said, 2 years ago, I was like, wow, I've gone through all of that, but here I am in this place, okay? In this place now. So, I said, you know what? I'm going to do a book. And I said, I want it to be a collaboration book, just to see who would be bold enough and brave enough to stand and tell their truth. And I had 6 amazing women to join me in this collaboration book who had never shared their stories before,
Wow.
just like I had never shared before. And one shared about her drug addiction. Another shared about being homeless and living in a storage building with
Wow.
rats and everything. Another talked about being promiscuous, grief. In this book, I mean, when I said it was life changing, believe me, it was life changing. And the book again is reclaiming my life. And from that book, I just want to say to the people, God spoke to me and said, do this, because who really want to stand up and say, I was sexually violated? I experienced physical abuse. Who really want to share those things?
Right.
We only want to share the good stuff, right? But God kept saying, do this. And because I listened, and I'm going to try not to get emotional. That's another thing you can add to it. I'm a crybaby, y'all. But because I listened, from the book, Reclaiming My Life, came a television show for me, Reclaiming My Life, on Preach the Word Worldwide Network. It came a radio show, Reclaiming My Life. It came another book because so many people were ready to share because they were inspired and motivated to reclaim their lives, to tell their stories because, that what? We just want to do what everyone else is doing. When people say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, wow, well, you know what? Nothing happened to her because she said she was sexually violated by a family member. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
You may have some family members that may not never talk to you again. But, Tabitha Brown said one time, and my God, I saved it. She said, if, when family members can't accept you, for telling your truth, they're not family. They're your
Wow.
relatives.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
they can't support you, they're not family, they're your relatives. And I had to accept that and say, they're my relatives, and I'm okay with that. Because the sad part about it is, I look at it like when you have aunts or uncles or parents or whoever it may be that, say, why are you saying this? And you shouldn't say that. Keep your mouth shut. That means it's generational. This is not
Absolutely.
the first time. It's not the first
Absolutely.
time because nobody is surprised.
Right, right.
Nobody is
Let me
surprised.
ask you this. Let me just kind of jump in here, ask you this. You had your virginity stolen from you and by your uncle not paying the mortgage and you ended up homeless because of that. And then you went through, I think, two other marriages.
Yes.
Did you find yourself angry at men?
I really didn't find myself angry at me.
Okay.
Even being married, after that situation, after losing a home, and I'm a loving person, so I'm always wanting to just give love, give anybody an opportunity to love me the way I deserve to be loved. I was never angry.
So how did you go through, well, let me ask you this. Did you have any unforgiveness?
For a while, I did.
Okay.
I was so hurt, and that was with the people that hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
you know After I was put out the house and moved to Richmond, Virginia, with that husband, I would find myself at night crying, sometimes waking up out my sleep crying because I was so hurt. Because my mom, she and I, we went to my uncle's office, and he said, she was asking him, this is her brother, and she's asking him, so what are you going to do? And he said, don't worry about it. I will take care of this, and I'll call you on Wednesday. Look, this was what, 2005? So how long?
Wow.
19 years,
Yeah.
right? 19 years, and I'm still remembering. I'll call you on Wednesday. That Wednesday has not come yet. Okay? Has not come. So never did I get a phone call. Never did I get, let me give you some money back. Let me help you move. Let me help you find somewhere else. So yes, I was very angry. I was hurt.
Wow. So how did you overcome, or have you overcame uh the anger and the unforgiveness of your uncle? Because and I'm asking because sometimes people get stuck in that unforgiving state, like, I will never forgive this person, I
Mhm.
will hate this person for the rest of my life because of the situation that they put me in. We didn't have to do this, we didn't have to be here, but because of your negligence and because of what you have done to me, it just threw me all off whack
Yes.
with
Times.
no compensation.
Right. With no conversation. That part. And that's why it took me so long. And I would say, long as in maybe I would say this because I was raised to be respectful. I always respected my uncle, even when I was hurting. I always
Wow.
respected him. When I would see him, it was still, hi, uncle. It was still a hug, even though I still didn't receive an apology, but I was still hurting. But what helped me overcome, and I'm going to say that grief, because we grieve not just the loss of someone, we grieve many things.
Right.
What helped me overcome that grief, like, just like when we're grieving the loss of someone, is time, finding myself again, and of course, it couldn't be in the marriage that I was in because that marriage was unhealthy. So when I'm already going through something, I can't find peace in forgiving you. So it was after that marriage, and I was on my own and found happiness in me. Now I'm free. It's just me. So, it took some time.
And you know what? I'm glad you say that because a lot of times we go through things in life and we try to we try to get with people to fill that void
Hmm.
instead of looking within ourselves.
Yes.
And doing that, you said you had to find peace within yourself, happiness within yourself. What was that process like?
Woo. Ooh, that process. After going through the trauma, with my husband, ex-husband, and getting on my own with my children, and living for me. It was finally just me. It was my turn to just, I don't have to worry about making anyone else happy, doing anything for anyone else. You know, um, that's when I started healing because it wasn't worrying about who's going to do what, when, and where.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer dependent on anyone to make me happy. So that's what the process was like. It did take some time because again, I was coming out of another traumatic situation,
Right,
so I
right.
had to heal.
Yeah. And that has to be very difficult because especially when you're having trauma after trauma after trauma and you're wondering like, God, where are you in this? Do you see what is going on?
Hmm.
Uh how was your faith then? And where was your faith level at? And by going through everything that you're going through, was faith even a part of you recovering?
Absolutely, I never lost my faith. That's what kept me sane.
Wow.
you know, Music. As you know, I'm a gospel promoter and a manager. So
Right.
music kept me sane. That was my worship. That was my safe place. That was my healing place. To get somewhere by myself and listen to some good music, and all over again, you're renewed. I trust you, God. Listen to Donnie McClurkin. I trust you, Lord.
Hmm.
You got to listen to some stuff like that, and just know that God is there. I never lost faith in Him. And I even talk about how, even in the process, even when I was down to nothing, I was still faithful in paying my tithes,
Hmm.
trusting God.
That's what's up. That is what's up. Another quick question before we go into the next part. You were saying that you never lost your faith. Your faith kept you sane. Oh gosh, what was my question? Your faith kept you sane. And when did you notice you getting better? When did you notice, look, I'm not in that same place no more?
Mhm. Well, I'm gonna tell you, once I got on my own, I was working 80 plus hours a week just to provide for me and my children as a home health aide. And my clients were amazing. And because I was by myself, they would say, "Go home, go get your daughter." Because my two oldest daughters, they were in college. Go pick your daughter up from school, bring her back with you. I had people, these are people that I'm working for, to love me and just embrace me so much until, I was just overwhelmed with love and joy, and just I really just saw the goodness of God. And that's what brought me peace and healing. Every day I would wake up knowing I'm doing something good for somebody. So being a home health aide, I'm going to say that's what brought me healing.
Awesome, awesome. Caring for others,
Yes.
pouring into others,
Mhm.
is a beautiful thing. Now you're getting your life back on track. You're getting yourself together, and here come Mr. James Massey.
Come on. Come on.
Listen, and honestly, we connected because of your whole marriage ministry. And I was like, you had something up like keeping it spicy. And I was like, that's my kind of talk. This is what I'm talking about. So tell us about that journey. You now, after the failed marriages, after the trauma, here comes Mr.
Mhm.
James Massey.
Wow. Look at here.
We're gonna walk this thing out.
Look, well, you see, this really has me blushing. As we should be. We've been married. This month would be 9 years. We started dating in 2010, so we've been together. What? My husband's sitting right here. Tell me what, babe? 2010, so 14, 15, 14 years. Um, but look, we met at a car dealership, and we didn't even realize that we attended the same church.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I'm looking at him and he looking at me, and I'm like, hey, he fine, and I know he, I mean, look, come on. Anyways,
Hey, Claudia, because you know you a brick house baby.
but he was a little shy. But I remember that he was singing in the choir and he wasn't feeling well. So a friend of mine, she said, well, my girlfriend, she can make this concoction, baby, to heal you and, this and that. So, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll make it for him, stop by, So look, come through.
Pull up.
Right, pull up. So we became friends, and we formed a friendship, and it was beautiful, and I really liked him and his personality, and he was such a gentleman and still is a gentleman to this day. He still opens and closes every door for me. Look, we talking about marriage now, y'all. So, I might take it there a little bit.
Yes.
Every night, I don't care how tired he is, he still massage me every single night.
Come on now. All right.
Look,
Massage ministry. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a good husband. I'm blessed, and that's exactly what I mean when I sat down and said, God, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I now know what it is to have a good husband, to have stability in my life, to feel safe. And that's why it was important for me to do this book, to give, other people hope that, hey, you can go through trials, trauma, some challenges and all, but you can reclaim your life. I'm a living
Amen.
testimony.
Amen. Amen. And now that your life is back on track, you're married to a wonderful man, and you're sitting out and you're looking over your banister and just thinking about the goodness of God and where you were and where you are now. And now you're starting a journey of writing. You're writing your book, Reclaiming My Life.
Yes.
How was it revisiting those places again?
Mm.
That those stories, those memories that you had to now put into a book to help somebody else?
It was traumatizing all over again, to be honest. And even to say it now, I get emotional. Yeah, to relive it. When you look at it and you think, okay, all of that's in my past and I haven't visited that for years now. And then to start writing, and even with the other ladies writing and sharing some of their stuff, it was difficult. And even to the point, my husband is now, salt and pepper, with his beard and everything. And I had to tell him one day, and I was like, just looking at him, and I had never said it to him before and never even thought it before. I was like, you reminding me of my uncle right now, because he had the salt and pepper beard, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it was traumatizing to do so.
Let me ask you, what would you tell someone that feels an unction in their spirit to write a book about their life? You know, and they may have started the journey of writing. However, just revisiting those places has taunted them and traumatized them so much till they haven't produced. They put it down. They put the project down and it's like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to revisit those places. What would you say to them to move forward?
Yes, I would tell them honestly, it's part of healing. That's just like talk therapy. As a life coach, this is what I tell my clients. Talk therapy is a part of healing, and although it hurts, a lot of times people aren't ready to share because they feel, who's going to judge me? Who's going to say this? Who's going to criticize me? We need to block that out, and remember that this is about you. It's not about anybody but you. And the same way, we fear, or what if I get a divorce? People are going to talk about me. And we stay in unhealthy marriages, whether
Right,
we're abused in the marriage because we're too concerned with what people are going to say,
right. Hmm.
but hey, you leave and they get over it. They're going to talk about it for a week or two and they're going to get over it. So write your book, share your story, feel liberated in doing it, and let them talk for that week or two. And then from there, hey, you're going to see, it was one of the best things that you've ever done, because some of my co-authors, when they shared in Reclaiming My Life, just from them sharing in a chapter, two of them went on to be visionary authors of their own books,
Beautiful.
to go into more detail about their own trials and trauma. So, they told me this was healing. I didn't know I could do this. I can't tell you how this made me feel. I never shared it before. Now they're on a journey. They're on interviews and everything, and they're giving people hope. So,
Amazing.
I just say pray about it first. First and foremost, just pray about it and continue to talk to God and listen to what God is saying to you. Sometimes we want to think He's saying something because it's not what we really want to do, but
Hmm.
follow your gut.
Right, right. Or then we think he's saying something that we have in our spirit already to do, and that's not what he has for us. So when we just clear our heads of all the other voices and just truly pray and hear God and hear what he's saying, he's going to always direct us in the right path. Claudia, let me tell you, this has been so good. Now, tell us about the documentary. You not only did you write this book and it's doing very well, this book has now turned into a documentary. So how has that process been?
Wow. You know what? I told you, blessed beyond measure. I never saw any of this but God. Um, I'm just going back to the filming of the documentary, and having the people come to the studio down in Atlanta, Georgia, um, to do this. And I'm just sitting there like, this is for me. This is about me,
Wow.
and just to have everyone come together and listen to the things they had to say. This documentary is phenomenal. I'm
Hmm.
just gonna say it's truly phenomenal. It's very inspiring and motivating. Um, we premiered it January the 11th here in Richmond, Virginia, and the people that were there, I mean, they just poured into me and just I can't even describe it. Y'all got to see this
Wow.
documentary. That's all I got to say. You have to see the documentary. It talks about the trials and the trauma in my life, just how I overcame and reclaimed. It just tells the whole story.
Wow. And listen, everybody, if those of you are on here and you're listening right now, I'm calling pastors, ministers, if you have organizations, listen, she is ready to tour this documentary all over the world. It has already premiered. So listen, contact Claudia Massey. Contact Claudia Massey, and she can tell you how you can connect with her and get this documentary in your ministry. with your youth, with your women's group, whatever, because it will definitely inspire your life. Claudia had so many reasons to stay stuck in her traumas, in her challenges, in her obstacles. She could have made so many excuses, but she made the decision to just stand on her faith, trust God, and reclaim her life. And if God did it for her, he can do it for you. He has no respectable of people. It takes a mindset to, shift and say, listen, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to be stuck all my life. I need to live my life. And that's what God wants us to do, is to live our life abundantly. So now, Claudia, the documentary is out. You premiered it. The documentary did very, very well. How can we get the documentary? How can we get the book? Tell us, how can we stay connected to you?
Absolutely. Well, you can definitely follow me on Facebook at Claudia Massey. And also, for anything, radio, TV, documentary, podcast, all of it, visit my website, the books at www.contactclaudiamassey.com. You can email me at hello@claudiamassey.com.
Awesome. So it's also pinned. Thank you, Mr. James Massey. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. It's so good to be in, always in the forefront and having the men, because my husband is the same way. He's always doing something in the background, making decisions, helping me make decisions and choices and doing all this good stuff. So it's so awesome to have the support of a spouse. When you have a wife or a spouse that's always in the forefront, in the public view all the time. So shout out to you, Mr. James Massey. So he has it pinned in the comments, hello@claudiamassey.com. Now, Claudia, we're going to move away a little bit from reclaiming my life. We're going to go into you. Now, you're a manager now, not only just a promoter, but you're a manager now. And I know my life is filled, or my Facebook page is filled with Quartet World. I'm a Quartet baby. We are Quartet babies. And you are the visionary and founder of Quartet Unstoppable. And I am just so happy that one of our Florida groups, the Ziegler family, was the winner of Quartet Unstoppable, and they received that free recording by Ray Braswell. So just tell everybody about that part of you and Quartet Unstoppable, and now you're the manager of Teddy Cross, Pastor, Reverend. Come on now. Legendary, iconic, former lead singer of the gospel keynotes. Come on, what else do you do? So let's talk about a little bit of the Quartet World and Quartet Unstoppable.
So I guess 2 or 3 years ago, Teddy and I, we joined forces. We was like, what Teddy does morning prayers with Teddy Cross. He started that during the pandemic. So, I would tune in and just, enjoy myself there. And then I said to him one day, I said, you know what? Have you ever thought about doing a virtual concert? And he was like, no, I haven't. And I was like, well, my mom's birthday's coming up. And, although she passed, I still like to honor her birthday and remember her and do something special. And she was a gospel promoter. And that's how I was really connected with the keynotes, because they were like family to us. So I said, I want to do a virtual concert on my mom's birthday. So he was like, okay. So, hey, look, I booked artists for a virtual concert during the pandemic.
Wow.
So it was Teddy Cross, Luther Barnes, the Tally Boys. Mm-hmm. I think that was it. So, we had a good time. And after that, I was like, now this was good, So, from there, Teddy and I, we started talking more and more. And I was like, you know what? We need to do something. It's the pandemic. People need hope. We can do things virtually. So that's when we talked about Quartet Unstoppable. Let's preserve quartet music. And so from there, we started talking and planning, and we brought Ray Braswell in. And so we was like, we were going to do a virtual concert, and contest. And so that's how that came about. And, we had some amazing quartet groups that, put in
Yes.
for it and, compete. And it was fun and exciting. And just to see quartet come together, because when I say quartet showed up, baby, they
Yes.
showed up. You had people like Dre Tate and
Mm-hmm.
different ones that were sponsoring people, and I was just like, this is amazing. And so that was wonderful. So that's how we really came up with Quartet Unstoppable during the pandemic.
Awesome, awesome. And like I said, the winner of Quartet Unstoppable was the Ziegler family out of West Palm Beach, Florida, and they are just really doing so well, Claudia. I
Yeah.
know you'll be I know you're proud of them.
Look, I am
Uh,
very proud of them because, they're like my family and I have seen their tour schedule and they are booked and busy. And I thank
Yes.
God for that. But I'm going to tell you, Jasmine, I always got to shout out Jasmine.
Yes.
When I say the girl is bad, she's bad.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
And it's just a good thing, a good feeling. As I was watching, and I'm like, yeah, they from Florida. Yeah, come on, represent. Yes. So it's just a great feeling. And I'm just so proud of the Ziegler family and how far they have come and matured in their gifts and their talents. Shout out to Win Entertainment,
Yes.
Sunsurway Win, just always pushing them. And we got so many people on the live. Thank you, Mr. Massey. He tagging Ricky Ziegler.
And you know what? Let me plug real quick. As we're talking about the Ziegler family, I'm gonna tell you, during the pandemic, when they came to record their single "Heal Our Land," if y'all don't have that single, please get their single because when I say it is good and it was
Yes,
so timely during the pandemic, "Heal Our Land." Please get that single "Heal Our Land" by the Ziegler family.
absolutely, absolutely. We have Mr. Joe Riley is on. Mr. Joe Riley is
Hello, Mr.
on.
Riley.
He's saying this is good. Real talk on real love.
Yes.
Yes. So now tell us about the management. Now you're now managing Pastor Teddy Cross. What's that like?
The legend.
The
Look, let me
legend.
tell you. I was like 15 years old when my mom used to bring the keynotes, Luther Barnes, Dr. McKenzie, Tommy Ellison. Come
Tommy
on,
Ellison.
come on, yes. And so I was in love. That's why I love quartet music because, I mean, from a young age, I was listening to it. And I used to love when Teddy would sing. Of course, Willie would say, Teddy, and
Teddy.
I mean, you better sing.
Yes.
So, when Teddy asked me about being his manager not long ago, I was like, I was 15 years old sitting in the audience admiring you. And you mean to tell me I'm now your manager? Come on.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
he said, well, you believe in me. You support me. And that's what we need. We need people in our corner who truly believe in what we're doing, people who's going to support us and push us and make sure we're getting the best. So I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, it's an awesome feeling to just even say that I'm Teddy Cross. Come on, Teddy Cross, y'all. Don't wait for the hearse.
To
I'm just
take you to
down in
church.
the water. Come on.
Yes.
Y'all, I get excited now because let me tell you, that Teddy Cross, he has a voice like no other. And he has new music coming out. And he did interview with Mr. Riley on Sunday, Easter
Yes, he
Sunday.
did.
And when he did, he was talking about his song. What is it? Mo is Mo. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But what
More
it
blessed.
was,
Is it
I
more
was like,
blessing?
Teddy, why you didn't say he got up? Because he got a song coming out, y'all. He got up. But he got new music coming. New music. So look, if y'all want to book Teddy Cross, the legend Teddy Cross from Willie Neal Johnson in the Gospel Keynotes, call me.
And give him the number again.
804-221-3059.
Wow, wow.
The best in quartet. Look, let me not go there, y'all. It's too many
No,
people
go
in
there.
quartet.
Go there.
It's too many good people. I can't even say that. I can't even say that.
You don't want to start there, right?
Okay, I can't even, y'all, because I can name a whole list of people that y'all already know. But if you want one of the best, call me.
Yes. And that's Pastor Teddy Cross, y'all. You are listening to the manager, the newly manager of Pastor Teddy Cross. If y'all don't remember here, I don't know why. I think if you in quartet, you know the name Teddy Cross. Because, Claudia, we were talking. I was like, listen, he just got to come back. Because trust me, when the name is called, everybody is going to remember who he is. Listen, my husband counting down. He told me I had 2 minutes. So we're going to close out. Claudia, I know you have another podcast to do. So what would be your last words to our audience?
Absolutely. Of course, as we're talking about reclaiming my life. Des, when you started, you said new. This is a new segment. And right then and there, I was like, wow, I'm going to say real quick that I started a ministry in memory of my mom, and it's called Rena's New Life Ministry.
Wow.
Yes, because, like I said, I was grieving, and I just didn't know. I was stuck, I was missing my mom. I still miss my mom. I still cry, but I said, I need to do something. What can I do? I got to shift this. I got to shift these negative emotions. A lot of us are going through negative emotions, whether, from whatever we're going through. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start a ministry. And on the date that she passed, I'm going to be doing something. On her birthday, I'm going to be doing something. So, what I started doing was like a Christmas miracle for Christmas, where we're supporting children and families who are less fortunate and can't provide for their families. The first year we served over 90 kids. On the day she passed,
wow.
the second, we did a clothes drive, or we're doing a book bag drive to, families who can't buy school supplies and things like that. So I just want to say to you all, you got to shift that mindset. Sometimes we stay stuck because we don't want to think out of the box. Think out of the box, start new, start fresh. It was new life for me. That's why I said Rena's new life. Rena was my mom. I had new life here on earth. We need new life sometimes. I said my mom now, it was no longer here. Things were new. People who are struggling need new life. And that's why I give back. And that's what I was saying to you earlier, Des. You asked me what helped me. And I said being a home health aide helped heal me. Giving back through Rena's New Life Ministry, it helps heal me. It helped heal me through my grief. So I just want to say to the people, whatever you're going through today, and I know you may feel stuck because I've been there, didn't know which way to turn. But I just want you to know that you're going to have to change your mindset to get a new beginning. I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. And there is hope that you can reclaim your life.
My God. There you go, everybody. That's my girl, my sis, Claudia Massey, all the way from Virginia. Thank you so much. Ursula, thank you so much for tuning in. Whitney Brooks, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Everybody that is listening, we appreciate you. Claudia, that was an awesome last words. Let us all shift our mindset. Let's shift how we think, how we see things, because that's when we begin to get different results. Put your trust in God. God is there. He sees everything that is happening. He's just waiting for us to shift the mindset that we'll be able to reclaim our life back. Reclaim your life, because he came that we should live this life abundantly blessed. So Claudia, thank you. Mr. James Massey, thank you for being our producer on the background. Mr. Eddie Hall, he's counting me down. I got to get off here, y'all.
I love you, Jazz. Thank you so
I love
much.
you too, Claudia. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all listening. Thank you for tuning in to Real Love Ministries Live with Lady Des.